Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to It's More Than Just Dating podcast. I'm your host, Marquise Johnson, and on today, we are about to get into some crazy gems. This podcast, what we designed this podcast for is to really be able to deal with a lot of real life topics, a lot of events that people go through. And today we are guaranteeing that you will have some wisdom and some knowledge on how to apply this to win. So, matter of fact, I know y'all probably looking at these two amazing gentlemen right here. Like, hey, look at these guys, you got the Oreo, you getting
We need a hunter in the
right. So, man, right here, let me introduce some of my good friends, good brothers that man, I'm so grateful to meet these guys and do life with them. So I have McQuinda and I have my brother Hunter. My man's McQuinda. This guy, he's a funny dude. I'll tell you that much. Y'all gonna see throughout this podcast, man. This dude is so funny. But he's an entrepreneur, videographer. He also has his own marketing and production company called Dream Out Loud.
Yes,
and
sir.
Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all this. Anything that I'm usually saying, and if I'm actually promoting it, it's actually good. His stuff is good. In so much, he's actually worked with Chick-fil-A. Everybody love Chick-fil-A.
Yes,
Y'all love Chick-fil-A?
Oh my God, that's heaven on earth.
Come on now. You gotta make sure you get a little bit of that sauce too.
I buy the bottle now at Kroger.
Oh, that boy
That's
said.
a pro tip.
He said I need the whole bottle.
No games.
No games
No
at all.
games.
Yeah.
That's good. You even work with TBN and Fox. Yo, that's really next level. Also, my man is a young adult leader at his church, Oakland Church, and he has traveled to 15 different nations as a missionary. First off, how old are you, bro?
I'm 25.
This dude is 20. Listen, bro, I don't even think I've been to 15 different states, bro. This dude said 15 different nations, man. That's big, bro. And then I cannot forget about my brother Hunter. You go to Oakland University, right?
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So my brother, he goes to Oakland University College. He is building his own financial management firm.
That's the goal.
Actually,
Let's go, dog.
That's the goal.
he's actually working with me with my finances so I can make sure, buy me a house, got the budget, all of that good
Come
stuff.
on now.
Yeah.
So shout out to my man's Hunter.
Thank you.
If you need to get your budget together, you need to reach out to my brother Hunter.
Love it.
For real. Also, he is another podcaster. His podcast is called Remnant Rising. It is really good. He really gets into the meat of the word, like dissect that thing. Usually, how long your podcasts are?
I don't know. It started off half hour. They keep getting longer, so we'll see where it goes. But
Hey, that's when you know it's good, when you can make your stuff longer and longer as it go. I like that. I got to make mine shorter and shorter.
I
It's
know,
like, no.
I know, for real. That's good.
And also, one of the things that he loved taking pride in is helping people become a better leader. And I think that's awesome. The fact that you really want to see people become better leaders, I think that's a game changer. It's actually a game changer.
Love it.
So I know you guys probably wondering, what are we getting into today? So we'll delay the wait and we will let you know. So today we will be talking about the importance of knowing why you are dating. I believe that is so important because just anything in life that you're trying to actually get some type of result out of it, you need to know the why of why you're doing it to keep you motivated, to actually keep you on a path. So I think it's very important that we know why we are dating. And why do you even want to get married, right? Do you have a why? Or are you just pursuing dating just to date? And whatever happens, happens. If I get married, I get married. Oh, well, I go ahead and take that. Or, are you going to be intentional with that? Then we will also talk about what are the top things people have built their marriage on, or what has led people to actually build their marriage or get married that led to it being unsuccessful, unhealthy, ending in divorce, being split up, like just the whole nine. And then we will also help you know what is some important things that you do want to actually like build your marriage on, or help lead you into actually wanting to be married. So we'll talk about all these things today on Is More Than Just Dating. Stay tuned to that. It is so much good stuff. And so I really want to get into these guys, mine right now. You got some handsome gentlemen right here. Are y'all single?
Hey, single like a Pringle. You know what I'm saying?
I'm right there. I'm right there with you.
Hey, so listen, ladies,
Come on now.
y'all done already heard the resume. Come on. They single. My man said he's single like a Pringle. And you can't get no more single than that.
I didn't say desperate now. Hey, no. Hey, listen, we're husband ready. We working
There you
on
go.
it.
Come on now.
There
Come
we
on
go.
now. All right, I like that. So, you know what? Well, let me ask you guys, okay, what is you guys' purpose in dating? Whichever one want to start that off.
You want to go?
Yeah, I'll start it off. So, I think dating comes with a lot of benefits. You kind of learn what you like. You learn some lessons. For me, I've had enough lessons in my life.
Yeah.
So for me, really, the purpose, dating is, it's to find the one, right? It's to find who you're going to spend the rest of your life with if you really believe that, marriage is the best route. So really dating for me is kind of like an evaluation period, where I'm kind of evaluating you on your character. Do we complement each other? And just overall, like, do you fit the vision of what I want?
Yeah.
Because if you don't know what you want, how are you going to find somebody that complements that?
Yeah.
So that's mine.
What do you look to get out of dating?
What I like to get out of dating is to figure out if you're the best friend for the next 60, 70, 80 years.
Longevity.
Yeah.
That boy
Best for
said
60 years.
he said 80. That boy said
Come on
60,
now.
70, 80. That boy said we gonna die together.
You're trying to live like Noah.
Hey.
I love it.
Oh, man, that's funny. So I want to ask you the same thing, McQuinda. What is your purpose in dating, bro?
Man, Hunter said a lot of the gems already, but for me, it's definitely it's the whole purpose for me is like it's to start with the end in mind.
Yeah.
So it is for me my goal, and it might not be everybody's goal. My goal is marriage, and to not just to have a marriage, but to have a family and to build a life, to build a legacy. And so those are definitely the things that that's my purpose of getting into dating. One of the things I will add, though, and this is something I've learned over time, because, and I think you kind of got to know your personality and how you're like motivated, driven. I'm a naturally ambitious, kind of go-getter, like that. That's my personality. So with that, I can be overly serious all the time. And I've had great brothers, great men in my life who've kind of helped me to be like, hey, bro, like you can dial it back a bit. Like, I would take the dating thing so seriously, where it's like, nah, in 2 dates, if I don't, if I don't think it's it, if I ain't feeling it, nope. And to be fair, there's some wisdom in that, because there's some red flags. Like, you don't want to get in the habit of collecting red flags, because that just, we ain't playing capture the flag. Come on,
man, we not playing capture.
But so I'll say the thing I would add is enjoying the process.
Yeah.
There's one thing I didn't, I in many times in the past didn't allow myself to. It's just to enjoy the journey and the process of getting to know someone, having fun. When it is something where it's like it's genuine and it's a joy. So that enjoying the process of getting to know someone, becoming someone's best friend for life, right? You said, but ultimately, again, starting with the end in mind. For me, it's doing everything with the intention of, is this someone that I want to spend the rest of my life with?
Yeah. So I've heard a lot of people say, Marquise, we don't never hear your point of view.
That's what I was going to say.
You're going to hear my point of view.
I love it.
From this day forth.
I love it.
All right, so my purpose in dating, and what am I looking to get out of it? For me, I'm looking for a life partner.
Come on.
For the rest of my life. Like, when I'm thinking about dating, which, I want to get marriage out of it, right? I want to get a partner out of it. Man, when I really think about it, it's the fact that, all right, cool, you got a brother, you got a sister, you got a mom, you got a dad, you got an auntie, you got like all of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But no one is making a covenant
No.
under God that
Yep.
I'm never going to leave you.
Yep.
So for me, when I'm thinking about that, I have this one person that I made this covenant with saying, I'll never leave you,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
The ups, the downs. You know for sure that you got a person that's going to be in your corner to the day that you die.
Mm-hmm.
And then for me, like, we are imperfect people. So I dropped the ball.
Yep.
Everybody dropped the ball.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that I got a person that say, hey,
No matter what.
I'm signing up
Yep.
to be with you, to love you, to walk with you,
Yep.
no matter what, to the day that we die. For me, that's something way better than a girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, if I do something wrong and she don't like it and she like, you
can
know
back-
what? It's another guy that can treat me
Yeah.
better.
Uh-huh.
I'm cooked.
Yeah.
She gonna be like, nah.
Yeah. You're starting over again every time.
Starting over.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm looking at a partner that I can do life with my whole entire life. Like,
Right.
not just a piece.
Right.
When we think of marriage, we think of just the intimate side.
Right.
No, I want to like crack jokes. I
Yeah.
want to talk about like, you got morning breath. You need to brush your teeth. Like, I want to joke about
Right,
stuff
right,
like that. So, for me, that's what I'm looking to. That's my purpose for dating.
I love it.
And that's what I'm looking to get out of it. So yeah, that's me. So, let me ask you guys this. So, do you think it's important to figure out the why you want to get married before you actually determine who you're going to get married to?
Yeah.
So why do you think that why is more important, up first before you get to determine like who you're going to get married to? Why is the why so important?
Yeah. I heard a mentor of mine say this once. He was like, your life goes in the direction of your most dominant thought. And so if, and we're designed that way to like narrow in. I heard a pastor say once, he was like, the power to define is the power to fulfill. So if you can't define something, you can't fulfill it. So if I can't define my reasoning for wanting to be married, I'll never fulfill it. And you'll just be going, going in so many different directions. And I think it is good because I'll just say, even for examples, we all have stories of times where like, hey, we did well in the dating process, and then the ones that are like, oh man, whew,
Yeah.
it was rough. Like I remember Jonathan Hodges, he was on here and he was talking about like the winter season and like it's rough out here in the
Yeah.
streets, like it can be, like because you're lonely, it's cold, you want someone to cuddle with. Like if your goal in marriage is just to be with somebody so you're not alone, you'll settle for anybody.
Yeah.
I mean that the standard is really low.
Yeah.
So they just gotta be in the room. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But if your why is like, no, I wanna build a legacy with this person. I want to build a life. We're making each other better, right? We're all these different things, right? We want to build a family, a life. Then it gets narrower, more narrow. The person that you want to spend your life with. But it starts with that why.
Yeah.
And I think it's super important. And I think too, and I know you guys have talked about it before. There's certain things that like I thought I wanted when I was younger, but now that I'm older and honestly my purpose is more clearer, then that defines a bit more of who I want to be with, and who would be a good fit.
Could you give us an example of like what was one of those things? Now since you got older,
Oh, man.
you mature, and you like, man, I was tripping.
Yeah. Okay. A good example. I one of my passions is music. And so I've played drums all my life. And I to be fair, I don't know if I had aspirations to like be a drummer all my life, but I definitely had a huge passion for music. And so for me, it was like, oh, they gotta like the exact same music I do, or this or that. And those are typically like the, those are good as far as like camaraderie or some type of like, just connection or whatever. But as I've gotten older, now, like for me, I feel like I have a calling or a purpose to make a difference in people's lives, to impact people's lives. And so for me now, if the girl that I'm dating, if they don't have a heart for people, a heart for hospitality, it's a wrap.
It's a wrap.
If they don't have a heart of ministry, it's just not gonna work. I have a huge passion for, like you said, for missions and all these different things. Those like there's like top priorities, and then there's things of like these aren't the make or breaks. You know what I'm saying? And like music choice, like would it be cool if we both like R&B and all this sort of stuff?
You like country, bro. Stop.
No, but that was a liar. I did not like country. I'll say that on record. I did not.
Oh man,
but
you might be creating a wedge between you and your wife.
It's okay. Listen, I love her even if she loves country, but it ain't for me.
Y'all waking up to that, bro.
But it's not a deal breaker.
Yeah.
There's certain things that like, again, when I was younger, like thinking about it now, I was like, really? That was the thing? Like, no, there's some more deeper rooted foundational stuff that need to be the deal breaker.
What was it like, since we kind of talking about deal breakers, and we still gonna ask you the same question, but like, what was the deal, like, well, not the deal breaker. What is something now since you've gotten older where you like, dude, I don't even know why I was saying that I needed this. Like, that was the deal breaker. Like, that's not that no more.
I can't think of anything in particular, but you know that you used to have that list that's 40, 50 deep.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
hey, y'all boys savages.
like
40, 50.
Like, but
5'2".
as you like date, you go into different relationships, things like that. I'm still grateful for all the lessons that I've had, because it's kind of really allowed me to narrow it down for what's actually important.
Yeah.
Right? Like, one thing I will say that became really important for me was I didn't realize how big of a difference peace was in my life.
Ooh.
Like,
Ooh.
I realized here and there that like I need peace, I need continuity,
Not
because
drama.
Every man, listen, women, ladies, every man wants peace. Like,
Amen.
he's speaking facts for sure. Go
Preach.
ahead, Anna. Keep preaching, brother.
But it's just that thing of like, I'm pretty social. I like going out. I like the ambitious projects like you talked about. So I'm all about like the go life, but when I need to shut down, I need to shut down. And my whole thing that I've come to realize, if I coming home to a wife, bro, and it's more work than what I'm doing out there, then I'm gonna want to bounce. But you already said the vow, so we ain't bouncing.
Yeah.
He said if it's more work.
That boy said, I'm at the pool hall tonight,
So-
fellas.
I'm gonna be a little
Peace.
while. We got a happy hour. No.
Peace, bro.
Boy said the happy hour. No, I feel you, bro. Mine was a little, mine wasn't childish. It is what it is. So what mine was, I'm not gonna lie, man. Mine was, and ladies, my thoughts are, it has changed.
No.
It is definitely
Go for it. Go.
changed.
Just, yeah.
Oh, it ain't no shame in my game. I'm gonna keep it 100. So no, mine used to be makeup. Man, I used to be like, I can't talk to a person with no makeup. But now, mind you,
Yeah.
I was in like middle school and high school
For real.
talking
Yeah,
like
yeah,
this.
yeah.
I didn't even understand what women like. I didn't even understand women and stuff like that. But as I got older and I started to see that, makeup, it just slightly enhances the beauty that's already there.
Oh, look at the rebound.
Yeah.
Rebound
come
king.
on now. Come on, son. I'm cool. I'm cool for makeup.
Natural?
Like I'm cool for natural, as they would say, the natural beat. That's what they call it. It's
That's
called
what
a
they call it
natural.
now? Okay.
It's called a natural beat. So
Yeah. And you got to think for toenails too, right?
no.
No,
Don't
don't get off that.
Wait.
You want the toes a certain
So listen,
way.
y'all. Everybody keep asking me like if I'm a toe guy. I'm
I didn't mean like that.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this. If I'm at home with my wife and the fireplace is going,
Come on now.
you
Set the
know,
mood.
you got some cookies, some fresh baked cookies or brownies right there.
R&B playing in the background.
You know, probably some R&B. I was gonna say a nice little good rom-com movie going
There
on.
you go,
You know, the lights is turned down. You got the little LED lights really setting the mood.
okay
all of that
now.
stuff. You know, a nice little blanket, the fuzzy kind.
Okay.
Come on now.
All right now.
Come on now. And you know, she slide her feet all on my lap. You know, like, babe, could you rub my feet? And those joints are barking.
Woof woof.
I'm sorry. I mean, no, I'm not divorcing her, but
It look like a Sahara desert.
you know, I would like to, you know, if my wife has had a long day and she want a foot rub, I don't want to have to be like, today, babe. Like, are you like, I want to be able to look at nice toes. We on the beach, oh, babe, your toes look nice. I like it, you know. So for me, I'm not no crazy toe guy.
No, you're just the first person I ever heard to
But I'm
mention
not
that
gonna
as a-
lie. I ain't gonna even lie to y'all. If it's the summertime and we outside, I'm looking at toes. I'm looking at. Well, listen. All right, so listen, y'all. Not like I'm like, oh,
You over here looking like
no,
Be like,
hold it, nope,
no, not like they some good toes. All right, so I'm gonna give y'all the story behind this. All right, and y'all see the value of it.
Okay.
Okay, so at this old shop I used to cut hair at, this one guy said, man, yeah, I wash everything up but my feet, right?
Oh.
And so what the other guy said, he said, bro, that's trifling. He said, man, the fact that you step in the shower and you take care of your whole body, but not your feet. He said, yeah, I'm gonna have my shoes on. Ain't nobody gonna see him anyway. So for me, the way how I look at it, if I'm looking at, you know, a young lady and everything I can see looks presentable, but when the toes are hidden and then when they come out, you like, oh, I see why they've been hitting. For me, it's like, what else aren't you taking care of? Because you only taking care of what I can see on the surface. Like, I put lotion on my feet every day. I'll make sure those joints ain't barking and ashy. But that's just me. That's just me. I want to make sure
that's what you
everything.
prioritize. That's good. That's good to know.
So yeah, I just want to make sure, you know, she ain't got nothing else to see hiding. You take care of the toes, the things that's always hitting. I know you
Oh, so it's a character thing.
I know what?
I got you.
You
I got
taking care of the stuff deep down too.
Oh, you can preach on that.
Come on now,
Integrity.
people gonna say this dude done made a sermon up on the toes. Hey, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Oh, so back to the main thing with you, Hunter. So do you think it's important to figure out why you want to get married before you determine who you're getting married to?
you have to.
Why?
And the reason why you have to is you have to have that you have to know why you want to get married, but you also have to know like the plan. Like I call it the vision, but you call it whatever you want. You got to have the plan for your life that's set up in a way to where you can take a look at that and go, okay, like I know for me, I'm going to be a career guy, but I want a big family. That means I can't be with a career woman if I don't want my kids to be raised by a nanny.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to have that vision for your life in place already before you can decide who it is that you even need. Because there's a difference between like what you want and what you actually need.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, sure, it would be nice to have more money coming in, right? But at the same time, if the family's the priority, then I can't be with somebody who's a doctor or a lawyer.
Yeah.
Like I can't do it.
It's a good point.
Man,
Actually, I'll piggy off of that
Come on now.
because so that's your vision. So for me, I've always had a vision, and it still is true. For me, I've always envisioned that both myself and my wife, whatever that we'll be running together in our purpose and our calling. So for us, now I also have a vision for family as well, but I've never, at least for me, I've never had a vision for, okay, I do my thing, she does her thing separately.
Yeah,
We come home at night and there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing
People
wrong
do
with
it every day. Just
Just
for
like it'll be my
me,
marriage.
I've always said, and now that's just a desire I have.
Yeah.
It was modeled to me. My parents were both pastors, and my mom, she was just as much as part of like, she wasn't just sitting down, like, no offense, but she wasn't just like, she was preaching just as much. She was admin over finances. Like, they were both involved in building
Yeah.
this vision together. And so that's for me. So that, like you said, that might determine. But the important thing is knowing what the vision for your life.
Yeah.
Because, like, again, you're just going to choose anybody, especially if you have no vision and you just want somebody.
You're going to perish.
Go in Paris. That's what the scripture says.
And I think, like, especially from the man's perspective,
Yeah.
I think men especially need to have a vision and a plan. Because the thing is like, if you want to be that, like, leader of the family, like, we're Christians, you know, we know that the Bible describes it in a way where the man is the leader of the family. Now, people get all up in arms about how, like, the wife submitting to the husband. Well, I think part of the problem is with that, like why there's so much backlash for that, is because men aren't currently the leaders that women want to follow.
Facts.
Woo!
That's facts.
Hey,
Talk that.
so the thing is that you have to have a vision and a plan for your life set up in a way to where she goes, okay, this is where I can fit in. This is where I go into this vision. And ideally, like, I want you to have some plan for your life too. So, like,
100%.
I know what I'm getting
Come on.
into.
Come on now.
You know, and I know if I, like, want to support that. Now, like I said, I don't want to be with doctor and lawyer. So, doctor and lawyers in
You
your
a doctor
plan.
and lawyer out there.
I'm sorry.
Don't even try to hit him up.
Yeah.
Unless you are willing, right, to lead that profession.
Hey.
That's what my
$200,000 student loans.
out the door. Look, he part of the Dave Ramsey solution. He gonna get all of that taken care of.
Yeah.
Debt free, baby girl. Yeah.
But
That's
I mean, that's what's important, right? Like, you want to be that leader of your family. Like, you gotta have the plan set, so that way people know who to even follow.
That's good.
Yo, Hunt,
Those some gems, bro.
boy, you was dropping them. I'm just hoping that y'all pick them up, but whatever y'all don't pick up, I'm getting.
Yeah.
I'm getting all the scraps,
That's
man.
good.
I don't even know how I come behind that. I'm gonna just have to agree with everything both of y'all said, and I'm pretty much just gonna put the cherry on the top. Like, I ain't even got nothing else, but you know, I do think it's definitely important that you should know your why before you know who you want to marry. And like how you said, one of the things that I've learned now, once again, when you're looking at how you said, as a husband is called to lead. When I'm thinking of a husband, I'm thinking of an overseer also, right? It's overseeing his wife, overseeing his family. And his whole goal is to make sure that everything that God has given him, that he's creating an atmosphere that they can grow and thrive in. So for me, if I don't know the why I want to be married, right, and I just end up getting someone, right, what happens is, let's say whatever I'm called to do in this lifetime is very heavy, right? And it requires a certain type of individual to be able to sustain that weight. Well, what happens is, because I was an immature man, I was an immature leader, I had no vision, I had no plan. So when I bring this person along, the first thing is going to happen, right? She's going to get under this weight. Now I got an expectation for her. You need to be able to carry this weight. And now if she's not able to carry this weight, guess what I'm going to say? You're not good enough. You're not the one for me. You're going to make her feel like she's the problem when she's not the problem.
The problem was the vision.
The problem was the vision. The problem was with you.
Right.
You should have known that this is my why. So when I'm looking at someone, right, okay, cool. Like, if I know that I need somebody, I am short, y'all. I'm like, 6'8". Say no. No, but, like, look, what I'm saying is, if you know that you need someone to be able to grab something off the top of a counter that, that you can't reach, you get what I'm saying? Like, you're not about to get someone short. That's what I'm just putting it in a simple way. But you're going to make sure, like how you said, how does my vision and my plan for marriage and for life, how do you fit in this? Like how, like you are the missing piece to this puzzle to
Yeah.
make this whole thing come together
Whole
versus
work, yeah.
yo, I've been jamming this same piece
Yeah, yeah.
that just don't fit.
That don't
So
fit, yeah.
for me,
That's good.
that's what I have to say. That's just my cherry on the top after everything y'all
Love
said.
it.
Like,
Love it. That's
bro,
good.
that those were bars. All right, so man, y'all said so much amazing gems. So well, let me just ask you this: um, what's your why for marriage?
Mm. You want to take that? You want me to take it?
I can take it.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So my why for marriage is I want to be in a situation where I'm growing closer to God and not further apart.
Mm.
There's that. There's the legacy that you want to leave.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think two of the biggest scores in life are how many people show up at your funeral and what God had to say about you when you left the earth.
Mm.
Those two things. I want a wife. My why is I want someone who's a helpmate in facilitating that.
It's good.
I want someone who's going to inspire me and get me closer to, my purpose and my vision that I have for my life.
That's good.
That's good. I already know when we drop your IG.
It's gonna be flooded.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be some people sliding your
Thank
DMs.
you.
I love it. I love it.
That's gems. I'm sorry, ladies. Like,
Make sure it's
that's
public.
that's
not
gems
private.
Yeah.
for sure.
We,
You
we
know?
public. We public.
Hey, my boy said make sure that page is public.
Public. Love it. Love
So
it.
McQuinda, man, what is your why for marriage, bro? And if you kind of still thinking on that, I can shoot off the hip.
No. I got it. For me, my why is one, and it's always been a desire for me, is that my marriage would be an example to others and to the world.
Come
And so
on.
my obviously we said I'm a person of faith. I'm a Christian, and so for me, the Bible makes it clear that marriage, it's not only important, it's not only significant, it's actually a representation of Christ in us. And so for me, I want to be an example to the world of the gospel of Christ through my marriage. I want to be a blessing to other marriages, to other families. I want our home to be a place of refuge and a place that people can find safety, and that we're, like I said, like my heart's to host people, to help people. And so I see that. But just to Hunter's point as well, living a life of legacy. So I want my marriage to have a great legacy, of love, of joy, of all these different things that's going to be found in the home, and that it's going to be a place of peace, and ultimately that we're going to both make each other better and both make each other closer to God, draw not away, and so that's for me my why of marriage, what I want out of marriage, and yeah, if you're with someone that doesn't have that, that's not in them, that's why the dating process is there, because you're trying to pinpoint what is your why in this, what are you wanting to get out of this, and I think it's important. I even think it's important too, and I felt like to say this as you were talking, when we say helpmate, I heard a pastor say this once, I think there's a bad theology that has gone around, or a bad perspective, I say rather, that women are like somehow the weaker vessels. Well, if you're a helpmate, imagine like I got this table this is not heavy, but imagine if it was heavy. If I want someone to help me lift the table, they have to be just as strong as me or not stronger.
Yeah.
Because if they're weak, like the Bible never calls women weak in Scripture, and even the one verse that says that, it's talking about delicate, not the amount of strength they have. And so for me, I want someone that's going to sharpen me, help me be better, help me to. I want someone that challenges me in my faith and in my life. Like, hey, like
Yes.
I'm holding you to that standard. Like, we ain't slipping up. Like, I want someone who's going to be like, listen, our home, this is when you enter the boundaries of our home, this is the rules. we're gonna be people of peace, joy, all this different stuff. We ain't gonna have nonsense like that. That's that. I want that.
Yeah.
And so,
Mm.
so yeah, that I hope that helps, and with husbands, really are again as believers, we believe this in Scripture. We're supposed to lay our lives down.
Yeah.
So I am the biggest servant in the family. I should be serving my family the most. They should look to my example.
Yeah.
And so, anyways, yeah.
That's a bar. Man, you dudes is different.
Hey, we
Y'all
coming in
boys
hot.
different for sure. Y'all boys different. Man, I'm just really soaking in what y'all are saying because it's blessing me, right? Like, is really blessing me. Man, when I'm thinking about my why, and growing up, I was the kid that said, "Dare me." I always was just like I wanted to do the most wildest radical things. That was just me. That's why I got a lot of whoopings, right? Because I was just I would test it, and to be honest, now since I've grown older, when I'm thinking about my why for marriage, I want me and my wife to be the standard. Now this sounds crazy. Like people what do you mean? Like I'm not saying that, that we are the what you praise and worship. Not even a little bit. But so when I'm around people like you, right? And let's say when y'all have more wisdom in an area that I don't have wisdom in, guess what? You're the standard.
Yeah.
Yep. You just raised the bar.
Yep.
So now I'm like, oh, it's another level to this.
Yeah.
Right? And because I have brotherhood with y'all, I can connect. Like when I connected with Hunter with finances, I said, oh, it's a whole nother level to finances.
Right.
You can hear how he speak and how he talk about it. I said, whoa.
Yeah.
I said, that's good. So now I'm partner with Hunter because I need to rise up to that standard.
Right. I love that.
And so now for me, I look at a lot of marriages. I look at just the culture, how life is right now, how people are being negatively impacted, how most people really out here, they don't know their identity.
Yeah.
They don't. So for me, when I'm looking at it, man, I want me and my wife to be able to set the standard to help break people free, right? Like, wow, they can do it. Like, I don't come from, like, the best parts. Like, I came from Southwest Detroit, and wherever she come from, that's still awesome. But to help people understand, like, you can love your wife this way.
That's good.
You know what? Hold on. I got a sidebar. McQuinton, you were telling me about, did you say that you were at a conference where a guy had, a pastor was asking a couple.
You took the words out.
All right. Can you please bless us what you was talking about, that it was a couple, did you say that they never argued?
Yeah. So it was a good pastor, a friend of my dad. They do these marriage kind of conferences, kind of seminars. And so he had asked everybody in the crowd, stand up if you've been married and you never argued. And two couples stood up. And he was like, yeah, right. Like, y'all lying. And he's sitting here thinking they've probably been married 6 months, 3 months, maybe a year. They're newlyweds. One couple said 30 years. Others said, I think maybe 35, 40. And he's still thinking they lying. And they leave. They get done with the meeting. He gets in his car, and he said the Holy Spirit or God talked to him while he's in the car. He said, why did you think that was so impossible? And basically what God was dealing with his heart was, you set a standard that was not possible. And he gave him an example right there and then that he has a pastor over him that he really honors, a mentor that he looks up to. And he asked him, he's like, how many times have you argued with your mentor? He's like, never. He was like, you know why? Because you hold to a higher esteem and value and honor your mentor than the wife that God gave you to be your helpmate.
That's a bar.
And so you'll treat him with more respect, and you won't do anything to try to aggravate him or to dishonor him, but your wife, you don't care what you say. And he said that changed everything for him. That became his like, do I value her as my helpmate? Do I not? It was a perspective of his that had to be changed.
That's it.
And so, yeah.
That's it. I want people to see, because I've seen, right? I'm around amazing men that love their wife. I get to see this, and I come from a lot of places that don't get to see that.
Yeah.
So I want to be that influence. I want my wife to also be able to love me in a way where she can pour into other marriages,
Yeah.
other women that's looking to date, looking to get married. Like, I want us to be that standard. And of course, more than anything, I'm looking for a partner that that we will be able to do the will of God for our life, the fullness, like that whole, like whatever God has called us to do. Like, I want her to be like, babe, you just kind of a little too much into your own head. Like, remember who you are.
Yeah, pointing you back to the mission.
That identity you were talking about.
Yeah.
Remember who you are. That's what keep you grounded. And I can also encourage her, because I'm gonna encourage her to conquer the world.
100%.
Yeah.
I want my wife to be with, like, that she has dreams and stuff in her heart.
Yeah.
And my job is to serve her.
Yes.
And to, like, hey, she should be. The Bible talks about, like, the husbands wash their wives in the word. Like, my wife should be better.
Yeah.
Because she's married to me.
Come on.
And vice versa. So if she's not, it's not a reflection of her. It's a reflection of me and my leadership. And so, yeah.
Man, this is so good. This is so good. So, man, you know what? Following up, off of that question, I'll say this. And, we might have actually touched on it, man. We really did some really good digging. Just it blessed me for sure. So do you think the why, right? So since, like, your why, do you believe that knowing that why is going to help you determine on who you should marry?
100%.
Go ahead, Hunter. You look like you ready. Boy, you've been
Locked
waiting
and
for this
loaded.
phone call. That boy said,
Locked
man,
and loaded.
He said, Keith, man, I've been waiting on you to call for this podcast all day, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, you have to have that why. And it's essential. Like, if you want it to last that 60 years, you have to have it. And you have to have it because what's the alternative? The alternative is that you end up marrying somebody that got with you for the wrong vision. They thought you were going to be something else.
Dang.
But then you went sideways. You
The
went
mask came
sideways.
off.
So that's like so many marriages, and then in divorce and all this stuff, there was no clearly established plan. Right? Like there's no, this is what we're going to do, here's how we're going to get there. It was, oh, I thought you were trying to do this, but you were actually doing this.
Yeah.
So now we always in constant conflict, and whether you hold on to the marriage or you let it go, you're still in a bad place.
Woo! I wanna like just piggyback just a little bit off of that, right? And what you saying, man, about the longevity, that the 40, the 50, the 60 years, right? And it's really, what are you establishing outside of a connection
Yep.
that makes me say I have to care for you
Right.
for 50 years,
Right.
for 60 years?
Right.
Yeah.
Like, what outside of that attraction?
Right. It's not just being in the same. It's not just roommates.
No.
We ain't just trying to be in the same house just to. Yeah.
What am I establishing to say, no matter how I feel, no matter how I look at you, no matter what I think about you, because this is the mission, I'm going to have to learn how to forgive you.
Right.
I'm going to have to learn how to care for you for 50 years, for 60, 70 years.
And it's got to be bigger. I would even say too, and I can say this from my time that that my parents were pastors, so I got to see them help a lot of marriages. It's got to be bigger than just having kids. I think that's a huge part. It's so sad. I can say I've seen more divorces after 20 years, after the kids are out of the house, out of college, in their career, because they're like, hold up, I didn't get to know who you were, and you're a different person than you are now than you were 20 years ago. But we never had a vision.
Yeah.
The vision we never saw past the kids.
Yeah.
Rather than like, no, we got an assignment. We're gonna make an impact. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do that. It was just we just get together so we can have kids and raise them. But once they're gone, then there's no vision there. Without vision, people perish, and the marriage dies. And it's sad because it happens all the time.
That's facts, bro.
And so, yeah, man.
Man, this part is really exciting. Okay, so pretty much I've been reading this book called The Sacred Search by Gary Thomas. Everybody, please go get that book. Like, to be honest, it has transformed and changed my life in so many different ways, and I have not even finished the book yet. Like, Hunter can even attest to how many conversations we've had with that book.
Yes. This is Marquise's favorite book ever in the history of ever. I've never heard this man talk so long about something in my whole life other than cologne.
Yeah.
But other than that, I ain't ever hear him give a shout out. He's on it.
Yep.
Gary, hit him with the sponsorship.
Come on, Gary.
Come on now. Oh, he asked for a kickback, something.
Come on now. I mean, I ain't asking for no kickback, bro. But I am asking for a little something. Let me borrow $20, send them out.
A little something.
No, but but to be honest, this book is amazing. And so what I want to bring to everybody is actually a study that was taken that in most marriages, these are the three things that would lead a person to getting married. And the three things is romantic attraction, sexual chemistry, and relational compatibility. So when I saw that, without knowing the contents of it, I said, it's probably right. I was like, man, it looks pretty good. But so he actually took the time to dive into each and every single one of them. So when he broke down romantic attraction, he said that it cannot be sustained over a long haul due to neurochemistry, which that deals with our brain. And he also talked about dopamine, which that's a chemical that's also released in our brain. And dopamine is a part of the neurochemistry, and it's actually a chemical reaction in our brain, and that part of dopamine controls our emotional functions. So you could be very emotional. You could be up, you could be down, like all of that stuff because of dopamine. It's that feel-good sensation, like when you've worked hard for something and it's like, oh man, it feels good. So it's that feel-good sensation. Now the problem with dopamine is that it can't be controlled because it's just randomly spurts of dopamine being released in our brain. It's kind of really tough to actually be able to manage that. So to really pursue someone to be married based off of something you can't control, that ain't smart if you ask me.
Nope.
I know I'm not doing that. Like, no, that's over. So the other one, the sexual chemistry. So what he said was, is based off infatuation, which infatuation does not last forever. Can one of y'all like attest to being infatuated with somebody?
Too many times.
I feel, look, Hunter, like, man, I'm a G, man. I ain't never been infatuated.
No, that ain't true. That ain't true.
Well, he said, come on,
yeah,
now.
it's natural. It's in our nature, and that doesn't mean that has to be our standard.
True.
We live by, but yeah, it is our nature. Yeah.
For sure.
It's when you just see past all the flaws.
Come on now.
You just see past all the flaws. Doesn't matter what it is. Like, my thing, I know when somebody's infatuated, when you ask them what's one of their flaws and they say nothing. Bro, that's when you know that you infatuated.
They're just always kind.
It's like, I don't know. It's I don't know. She just like she is. She don't got nothing missing.
My ride or die. You know what I'm saying? She always down.
So I'm like, what you saying is you dating Jesus, basically, is what's going on.
The Holy Ghost? Come on now. That's good. Yeah, and I know you guys have alluded to it in other episodes, but that's why there's an importance in the dating process to put boundaries in place for the men and the women, because I know for myself in dating relationships I've been in, when I haven't done that, it you get cloudy. Like
Yeah.
you don't rationally think, and you're not able to see those red flags because you're infatuated, and especially the sexual chemistry. That messes with you, so you feel like, oh, I have to make this work.
Yeah.
And you're not able to really see those different things. They're like, no, that's not going to be good. We got to deal with that, or this ain't it. So yeah, you're right on.
No, I feel that. I know me when it came to the infatuation. Well, we all deal with it. I'm like, man, that's the one. 2 weeks later, I'm like, yo, what
That
was
ain't
I?
the one.
What was I thinking, man? I'm
100%.
like, Lord, give me them boundaries, man.
Bro, the
Stop
late
playing.
night texts.
Man,
It's a wrap.
All right, look, y'all. Ain't no late night texts over here with me.
I'm saying don't do it. I'm saying don't do it. No, come on now.
Don't do it.
We sanctified.
Hey, listen, y'all. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. All right, look. Let me give y'all a bar really quick. Don't have movie nights.
God, come on.
I'm telling you this. Listen, bro. Listen, I'm telling you right
He's
now.
a jerk.
If you're gonna do movie nights, make sure it's in a group set. I'm just saying that. We just putting it
No,
out there.
go to Imagine Theaters.
Yes.
There it
It's
is.
still in the group set.
For real. For some people, yeah.
No, we just joking, man, just enjoying ourselves. But so with the sexual chemistry, which we see that is based off infatuation, which we understand that infatuation is something that don't last forever.
Yep.
So Gary was talking about how a long-term sexual satisfaction actually within a marriage, it deals with the spiritual maturity of a person, it deals with their character, and it deals with their relational health more than like any like initial sexual attraction.
That's good.
And I said, man, I feel like that is so true, because when you're really looking at it, you're going to be more attracted to your person that has an amazing character, that's more mature, like spiritually, that can, own up to certain things that they probably shouldn't have said or did, and, come to you. And I think like that's true. That's facts, man. How do y'all feel about that?
I mean, I don't know if all of us have been in high school, and I know, at least for me, you get that popular girl or that person, whoever they are, and at least it's been true for me. Like, yeah, like they might be beautiful, but if their attitude's terrible, they bullying people, or they're just mean spirited, it make the most beautiful girl look ugly.
Yeah.
You can go from a 10 to a 2.
Quick. And it's true, because it's like that's not desirable for the long term.
Yeah.
And those things at the surface, they do matter. Like, yeah, it's like that the iceberg. It's like you might see only 10% of it, but that 90% is what's keeping it there, and so and it's tough, because that's the thing you can't see. That's the thing that requires time and honestly discernment and all those different things. But if you're only focused on that 10%, you're gonna miss the other 90, and whether it's rocky or whether it's stable.
Yeah, so that's why we saying everything else. Got to be able to see it, man. No, I feel that. So then the last thing, the relational compatibility. So pretty much what this determines is how well people feel like they enjoyed each other going on dates, how well they felt like they enjoyed each other going on vacations and things like that. Now, the thing about relational compatibility, what that does not speak to or predict on how well are you going to manage a house? How are you going to balance careers? How are you going to raise kids? And how are you going to deal with the day-by-day tasks and responsibilities that make up a marriage?
Yeah.
So for us as people to be actually building our marriage off of these three things and having an expectation that is going to be flourishing, that is going to be great, that's delusional.
House of Cards.
I haven't seen that movie. Go ahead, bless us. What's that?
No, I'm saying it's like building a house of cards.
What cards? Oh, wow.
Yeah, so when you have no solid foundation, you have no solid walls, when you build it on the sex and the infatuation and everything like that, and that's your only bond with that person, it's like a house of cards, and one day the wind's gonna come and it's all gonna fall over.
Come on now.
Hey, what's crazy? Really thinking about this, if you're building your marriage on that, right? Infatuation, the romantic attraction, what will stop a person from not cheating when they get that same feeling with somebody else?
Right. That same
Nothing.
endorphin.
Nothing, because that's what made you marry them.
Right. It
Yeah.
was the feeling.
That's what made you marry them. So you like, oh man,
Yeah.
you know, I know I'm married to them, but man, I'm telling you, the way man,
That
I felt
person makes
about
it-
her,
yeah.
this connection.
Especially if you're off your game in a sense of, maybe you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, not treating that person the way they're supposed to be treated. That coworker, they say that the compliments just at the right timing.
Oh, they
When
swooping in.
They swoop it, and it's like, oh yeah, but they make me. It's like, it's because that was the foundation.
Yeah.
And Justin Bieber, don't he have that song, the "Am I in love with you or am I in love with the feeling?"
Mm.
And it's like that is true. It's like, and that's why we talked about in the beginning of knowing your why. Because if what a relationship is to you is just someone to be next to, just someone to take up space,
Yeah.
so you're not alone, and then you have those, those warm fuzzy feelings, that those will easily go away.
True.
And they're so fickle, and so there's got to be a foundation, like you said, that when the
Facts.
winds blow, there's a purpose for it. There's a reason for us to still be together.
I agree. Got girls out here catching that beaver fever listening.
Guys too. Guys out here could be tripping. For real, for real.
Shoot, I ain't got no beaver fever. But nevertheless, no, but to be honest, but it's crazy that, Gary said that when people find those three things, they like, this is the one.
It's crazy.
The search is over. This is the one. Nothing else matters. This is the one. And what he said was that you end up, getting a amazing dating partner, one of the greatest dating partners, but you end up having a huge disappointment for them as a spouse.
Yeah.
Because those things don't make up a good spouse.
Right.
At all. Like, yeah, the dating phase, for sure. Yeah. But for longevity, forever, you're going to be like...
We're raising a family together. All this, yeah.
Yeah.
That's
It's
good.
crazy. Hunter, you look like you got something that you want to say.
Not this one.
Not this one.
No,
Okay.
go
Okay.
back.
No, for sure. So then now Gary did also provide with us doing research the top 2 things that has been found in marriages, of successful marriages. And those 2 things that he stated was that the marriage, to make it work, right, and be successful and healthy, that one, it has to have purpose.
Come on.
Which
Yeah.
we've been talking about
The
all
whole
day.
time. Yep.
So, ladies, if y'all listening, we understand about purpose.
Come on now.
Come on now.
Yep.
Man of purpose over here.
Come on now. So, but to be honest though, so if you are, ladies, fellas, if you are talking to someone, you want to make sure that you get that purpose. And now this is an amazing thing. Gary does also define that purpose. And so what Gary tells us about purpose is he says that purpose comes from God, which it makes sense. If God has created us, we know that he's created us for a certain thing. So if we get our purpose, if we get connected to God, we know our purpose. And so he said, now the thing about how purpose comes from God, he said that purpose from God isn't about our own selfish aims. And I agree.
100%.
Yeah.
I agree. Like, to be honest, like, most people, if you looking at something for yourself, like if you had to say, man, my purpose is to make 100 mil, for what? Man, just because I just want to
For
do
me,
this.
yeah.
Just for me, like, nah, bro, God ain't
Yeah.
give you that.
Mhm.
That ain't your purpose, brother. Stop tripping. Like, it's to impact other people. Like, it's not just for you. It has to be bigger, which marriage is.
Right.
Marriage is bigger than just like, just
Than
me
just you.
and you. Like,
100%. Or it's going to end in self-destruction, and and we talk about, again, in scripture, Jesus lays the framework for what marriage is and what it's supposed to be, and the roles for a husband is that he lays his life down for his wife, just like Christ did for us. And so we are the biggest servant.
Yep.
We are. We are the number one servant in our house. It is not about us. my pastor, Pastor Dominic, he says this a lot of times. He's like, if there's a conflict in a marriage, the prayer should not be, Lord, change my spouse. The prayer should be, change me, because if it has to start with me. Okay, how can I serve better?
Yeah.
How can I do what I'm supposed to do, be who I'm supposed to be, rather than say, oh no, they need to change this. And yeah, so it can't be, the purpose can't be selfish, because it's going to end with just yourself.
Yeah. I agree wholeheartedly. So the second thing that Gary talks about is character growth. And I think that that is so true. And when he said that, I'm like, come on, Gary, since you already the man. We all know Gary the man.
Come on,
Say Gary the man. It's like, no, I like Gary the man. But no, to be honest, so, and then he also breaks down character growth. And what he says is character growth is aligning yourself with higher moral standards. And I said, wow, that's good. And so Gary said that those moral standards come from God. So what we have to do is we have to make a decision if we're going to make that adjustment and line up with God, what he's saying is good. And so I think that that's amazing, because first off, what that demonstrates is a person can say, I cannot be selfish and self-centered, and I can lay my life down and start to line up what God say is good. So now when I have a partner, right, and then my partner tell me, hey, I don't like when you do this. It make me feel this certain type of way. And if something that you've been used to doing for, 20, 30 years, I'm not, and you said, I'm not about to put that down.
Right.
But this is already prep you, right, of saying, all right, it's for the greater good. This is for a more healthier, successful marriage.
100%.
Look, let me put this down. I'm going to put that down.
100%.
Yeah, when you have that, you build the character up in each other. The way that you live your life is going to grow their character, and the way that they live their life is going to grow yours. And so I think ideally that's why you have that complementary relationship, where when you know what you want, you know what character traits to look for that you actually need. Like the things that, maybe you don't have yourself. And then you're able to build together and get inspired and, rise to new heights in, God's purpose for your relationship and in your marriage, and to the benefit of, everybody else around you.
I agree. Bars.
Bars.
All right, and also, if people don't know what bars is, I like to educate people, to be honest, because I want you to be like, bars, what is he talking about? No, we're not talking about, no wild stuff.
Yeah.
So, bars is so in songs, right? Rappers, right? So rappers, when they say a line, right, they say that was a bar. And if it's a good bar, they say, yeah, that's a bar. So anytime you hear somebody on the show and they say something good and you hear me say that's a bar, that's me saying, yo, that's good.
That's him saying, you should probably write that down.
You should probably write that
Tweet
down.
that if you even use Twitter anymore. Yeah.
Like, for sure. Hopefully you not on Twitter, because Twitter it ain't pop. No, Twitter probably is popping. That's how people find out where to get the PS5s. Thank me later. For real, no. That's where people find out where to get the PS5s when they dropping. So Twitter is definitely popping on that.
Shout out to Twitter.
Shout out to Twitter for the PS5s. So yeah, no, man, that's really good, man. I mean, I appreciate you guys, man. The first thing that I really do want to do, though, is, man, I want to be able to plug you guys, because I think you guys have so much wisdom, and also your professions, how you could be able to bless and help people. So, Hunter, how, first off, can people find you, connect with you on social media, whether they want to talk to you about finances, or even be able to tune into your podcast? How can they go about that?
Okay, so for me personally, the best way to reach me is at Hunter McGuire on Instagram. I'll talk about business inquiries. You can go to hmcguirec, like the letter C, 2 at gmail.com. And then for the podcast, Remnant Rising, you can listen to that on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and just about every other podcast platform.
That's what's up. You ain't about to drop the number for nobody, right?
Oh, the digits.
Look,
Oh,
no,
hey,
don't do
hey.
that. Don't do that.
I ain't down that bad.
Women inquiries. Exactly.
All right, yeah, my boy
Text
said
the hotline.
he said he not desperate. McQueen, you ain't about to drop no digits.
No,
are you?
no, no, no,
All right,
no,
cool.
no, no,
Praise
no,
God,
no,
come
no,
on.
no, no, no. We ain't down this.
all right.
Praise the Lord.
For sure. So, but man, same thing, man. So, how can they connect with you? I know you do consulting also. So tell us about the consulting and how people can actually connect you with that.
I do video production, digital marketing, and consulting for businesses, nonprofits, ministries. That's kind of my lane that I'm in, and so if that's something that you need. Definitely hit me up. My Instagram is at Maquenda_Condoli. Or you can email me at maquenda.business@gmail.com. And then what's the other thing? That was it.
Yeah, you all good, brother.
Yeah.
Hey,
I was trying to think if there was anything else. I was like, nope, that's it.
you know what he was thinking about, right?
my digit
Should he
is
drop the
7-1.
number?
Nah,
Like, should he drop the number? No,
Nah,
we just playing.
You
We
can
just
DM
playing.
me. No, we can have a conversation.
Come on, not coffee date.
Coffee. Hey,
Come on, not get a
coffees are
coffee.
anointed.
Come on. My boy said I'll take you to get some coffee. All right. No, man. Thank you guys once again, man. You guys have been amazing. You guys have blessed me, and
Appreciate
I know that you
man.
blessed them. Oh man, thank you, bro. Thank you for sure.
Yes.
So,
Thank you.
oh man, no problem. Thank you, bro. Now also, if you guys want to be able to follow us on Instagram, you can find us at More Than Just Dating. This is where you can also send questions. If you got anything that you want to talk to us about, you definitely can send it. You can DM us and we will get back to you. Also, this is where we post a lot of our content too, reels and stuff. So just be engaged with the Instagram page. Also, if you want to look at us on YouTube, you can find us there at It's More Than Just Dating. And we are also on all podcast platforms at It's More Than Just Dating. And so we have so many good, good questions that we're going to be continuing to dive into in the future. We actually have a live event coming up soon.
Oh, let's go.
We're not going to explain no dates, but nevertheless, this is your boy Marquise, and thank you again. I am signing out with It's More Than Just Dating. Peace.